In this video, we will look at VAT. You've probably heard this before. VAT stands for Value Added Tax. So it's a tax that's added on to something depending on the value of it. So we're going to have a look at a question here. We're going to look at the B part here, where we're told the price before VAT is €400. The rate of VAT is 12.5%. That means it's 12.5% of the €400. So 12.5% or 12.5 over 100 becomes 1/8. So we get 12.5% or 1/8 of the €400, and 1/8 of €400 is the €50. That's the amount of VAT we're going to pay. But we want to find what is the price going to be after VAT. So the price after the VAT is the €400 that we were paying before the VAT was added on, plus the €50 VAT. So now it's €450. At this point, I want you to do part C of the question. Pause the video, don't continue on. Stop now, do part C following the example that you've just copied into your notes copy. You calculate the VAT, it's 21%, it's 350, and then add that on to get the price after VAT. Now, sometimes the VAT is already included in the price, and you want to see what was the price before VAT. So here the bills are inclusive of VAT, and we want to find the total before VAT. And once again, we will look at part B here. So the 11,250 is the total bill. It includes the VAT at 12.5%. So the total, including the VAT, is 11,250. Now the VAT is 12.5%. So we write that down. But remember, this total is the normal price before VAT, which is 100%, and this 12.5%. So the VAT inclusive price will actually be 112.5%. And that's very important. So it's the 100% for the price included before VAT, and then it's the 12.5% VAT. So this sentence here is really important. But we know that that VAT inclusive price is 11,250. So that 11,250 is 112.5%. So we get 1% by dividing our 11,250 by 112.5. This is very important here. Do this in our calculator and we get €100. That means 1% is €100. Now we want the price before VAT, in other words 100%. So the total before VAT, which is always 100%, is the 1%, which is €100, multiplied by 100. So then of course we get €10,000. This question and this layout is very important. A lot of people make mistakes on this, so make sure you go through this very carefully. Don't forget to write out keywords like VAT and like VAT inclusive and VAT rate. Those are the keywords that we're looking at. And now do part C of this question. Again, stop the video before you move on at all to the next example. Stop the video, do part C in exactly the same way as we've done the example. Show all the calculations. Remember that the price that you're given is the VAT inclusive price, so that'll be more than 100%. Work out 1% and then find the cost before VAT. And in this question, we're going to actually work out the VAT rate. See how much the VAT rate is, very important. So once again, I'll do part B. The price before VAT is 5,500. And the amount of VAT is, the actual VAT amount is 1,265. Now that is a percentage of 5,500. We have to find out what percent it is, and that's the VAT rate. So we put the 1,265 over the 5,500, write it as a fraction first, and then to change it into a percent, we multiply it by 100 over 1, and we can just pop that into our calculator. And once again, I want you to do part C of the question, following the example, showing all the calculations, going through each part just like you did in the example. Okay, now we'll just have a look at just a word problem. The fridge can be bought for 968. It includes the VAT at 21%. How much would it cost before VAT? So clearly the VAT inclusive price is the 968. So we'll just go through that question. The VAT inclusive price is 968. And remember, that's 100%. It's always 100% before the VAT is added on. So the VAT, which is 21%, means that this VAT inclusive price is 968. And that's 121%. So the VAT inclusive price is 121%, which is 968. So we know 121% is €968, and we want to find the cost before VAT, in other words, the 100%. As before, we get 1%. We know 121%. 1% is 968 divided by 121, and we pop that in our calculator, and we get €8. And then it's easy to see that 100% is the €8 multiplied by 100, because that's €8 is 1%. So we get €800, and that's our cost before the VAT has been added. Cost without VAT, in other words, is €800. And now the last question for you to try, very similar to the question we've just done. You're given the cost before, including VAT. So remember, that's more than 100%. The VAT's 21%. So this time you have to find how much is the actual VAT. So remember, this is the cost including VAT would be the 100% plus the 21% VAT. So try that one please now. So just to do a little summary at the end, what are the most important point? Is it that the VAT inclusive price will always be the 100% plus whatever the VAT rate is, and then you'll have to find 1%.